You're listening to the Water Cooler Edit with Chris and Rich.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Water Cooler Edit with my Bayut. On this episode, we were talking about one of the hottest talking points and something that's kind of got to me as well because I've been here for a very long time. School fees are increasing again, and not by a small margin, but at least there is some sort of system of how it works to make it justifiable. Nighttime swimming in the United Arab Emirates, how is that possible? And also there are some really fun concerts that are happening this year and there's some bands that you don't want to miss. All this and more. Well, all that out of the way, it's of course myself, Chris, and Rich.
How you doing, man?
And we'll start things off with probably the topic that probably means the most to me, but it's something that you really need to consider, and that of course is school fees. So if you have children here in the United Arab Emirates, you obviously need to put your child through school. Homeschooling is an option. But in all fairness, there are many schools in the United Arab Emirates that are absolutely incredible. I myself went through the education system here. Shout out to Dubai English Speaking School, Victoria English Speaking School, and English College, because that's where I went.
So there's a blame for you. Is that who we're blaming?
No, I'm not blaming. Those are three great schools.
I'm blaming them.
I met some great people. I've met some, honestly, I have friends from Dubai English Speaking School, got friends from Victoria, and I've got friends from EC as well.
Yeah?
Still to this day, I'm amazed.
I bet none of them are teachers.
One is, I was, for a very brief moment of my
really?
life.
Wow.
Yeah, I was more of a supplementary teacher, though, for a while. Yeah.
Interesting.
The more you
Look,
learn.
I'm sure they're fantastic schools. I was just being, what's the word? Frivolent.
Oh, okay. But of course, we're not talking about where I went to school. We're talking about the recent announcement from the regulating authorities, the educational boards here, about the fee increase. So this means every year, the school has the option to increase the fees by a certain percent, up to 6% of what they charged you last year. Mm-hmm. And this goes into effect from 23-24 academic year.
Yeah,
so not
absolutely.
now, from next year.
Yeah, the next academic year. And it depends. So the KHDA ratings, there's 5 ratings, right? You've got weak, acceptable, good, very good, and outstanding. Right? So all the schools are given one of those ratings. And then if they were rated, say they were rated good, and they have then since been rated 2 years ago, and then last year they were rated good again, they've maintained their rating, right? So if the school has maintained its rating, it can increase by up to 3%, right? And then it goes on from there, right? So if a school was rated very good and went to outstanding, it can increase by up to 4.5%. If it went from good to very good, it can increase by up to 5.25%. And the biggest one,
This is the one that gets me the most, is that if you go from weak to good, it's a 6% increase.
weak to acceptable,
Weak to acceptable, sorry.
and acceptable to good, it can be up to 6% increase.
Okay.
It's a fair chunk. We should say as well, though, that it is down to the schools. They don't have to. In fact, this is what they can do if they want to. But if they don't, like there are some schools already that have announced they're gonna freeze the prices, right? But now this allows them to have that option depending on whether they've maintained their status or they've improved it. Obviously, if their status has gone down.
Is there a decrease in percentage of the fees?
Yeah,
No,
that would be nice. I doubt
It'll probably
it,
stay
though.
the same as it did the year before.
Yeah, it will freeze. It will freeze, right? So that's where we're at. And I should say as well, Abu Dhabi has done the same. The Department of Education and Knowledge down there, they have their own rating system. And their increases are, again, related to that rating system.
And this is obviously quite a big topic because schooling obviously is an expense that you will need to pay if you have children here, be it 1, 2, how many you have. You have the expense,
10,
or you'll have to keep
11.
in mind the expense of schooling. And I've looked at the price of what it is to put a child through school here for year 13 in the top 5 schools here.
Yeah.
You could buy a second-hand car, but you could buy actually a used car for the same price. You could buy a new car for the same price in 1 year.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. It's a real big consideration for people throughout the UAE, that the school fees, and it takes up a big chunk of people's income. There's no getting away from it. So obviously some schools are more reasonable than others. You have to do your research. We have school guides actually on Bayut's on the Bayut platform that people can look at, which gives you really good in-depth analysis of schools. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, it's a chunk of change, isn't it? It's a chunk of change.
It is a significant amount. But let's move on to some lighter news, some fun news, maybe something that you can use to get yourself more active after work, or better yet, when the sun goes down. You can now go swimming at night here. Well, wait, you can normally go swimming at night. What am I talking about? Swimming at any time of the day is feasible, to be honest.
This is true.
But what makes things interesting here is that 3 beaches in the United Arab Emirates, is it 3 or 4?
It's 3.
It's 3 beaches.
Yeah.
That you can go night swimming, and they have these massive lights that light up the beach.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So not just can you enjoy swimming, you can also enjoy time with your friends. You know, you can sit down, have a nice meal, a picnic on the beach. You know, just to get together. Because obviously nowadays the weather is a bit warm to go to the beach in the morning or during the day. You can go in the evening, relax, feel the breeze. You know, really enjoy yourself.
Yeah, basically from sunset to sunrise, the whole way through the night. These beaches are open. Jumeirah, Jumeirah 2, Jumeirah 3, and Sakin 1. We're getting to the time where it's kind of nuclear temperatures during the day. So you can head down to these beaches and cavort in the ocean. By cavort, I mean swim in the ocean throughout the night.
I wanted to go to the beach on the weekend. I wanted to pack my swimmies, but I realised that it's really hot. It's sausaging hot sometimes outside, especially when you go around 11, 12, now that we're in the summertime.
Yeah.
So it's either I go to the beach and have fun, or I come back looking like a lobster. So I probably would have been red for this entire episode. If you're looking for something fun to do, or you like a bit of music here and there, maybe some rock and roll, or whatever the kids listen to nowadays, there are plenty of concerts coming this year. The Foo Fighters have been announced for Formula One. I probably will miss it again this year because I still haven't been to the Formula One here.
They're back. They're bad. Bad in a good way. 26th of November, Sunday, they're the kind of headline act, bringing the house down. I believe they did it in 2021 as well, so it's not their first time.
So it's a returning act.
Yeah. Great band. Sadly lost their drummer last year. So I believe they announced a new drummer just recently. So yeah, that's a big one, right? Foo Fighters doesn't get much bigger than the Foo Fighters. Well, we've just had Guns N' Roses, right? At the Etihad Arena. No, I didn't make it to this one. I saw them when they were at Autism Rocks about 5 or 6 years ago. They were great actually then. But I didn't make it to this one. But from what I've heard, it was a pretty damn good concert. They play for a long time, Guns N' Roses. You know, they don't kind of.
They've been around for a while.
I mean, some bands an hour and a half and they just can't wait to get out. Guns N' Roses, all playing up to 3 hours and stuff. So, you usually get your money's worth. So, yeah, there was that. And Bryan Adams is the groover from Vancouver, Chris. The groover from Vancouver.
What was that popular song that he had?
Everything I do it for you.
Can you sing it?
Yes, I have the ability to sing it. I'm not going to sing it. Summer of '69.
Oh, yeah.
I got my first real 6-string.
How is this music that...
The 5 and...
How is this music that people listen to nowadays? This is all old. These are all old bands.
Yeah, they are kind of...
Bryan Adams was around when I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, he was kind of 80s and 90s, right?
Yeah.
But the tour... Well, I should say when it is, actually. It's 4th of November at the Coca-Cola Arena. And the tour is called the So Happy It Hurts Tour. Have you ever been so happy it hurts, Chris?
I guess maybe being run over by a Volvo 850 T5R, yeah, I'll probably be so happy it would hurt.
So yeah, because you love that car so much.
Yeah. And if it would have run me over, yeah.
Yeah. So this is my perfect way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So 100%. Happy it hurts.
You know, I've got to say, I love the generation nowadays because old music is making a comeback.
Yeah.
So everything that was popular in the 90s, that was always good, no matter what, whether the Venga Boys, Steps, Boyzone, Blue, whoever they are, we're coming full circle.
We've had Backstreet Boys as well here this year.
Boys, they're all coming out. The music is everywhere. Everyone's listening to it again, so it's great. I love it.
Nice, yeah. I was a bit of a Bryan Adams fan back in the day, actually. So I may well.
I heard that from your rendition.
I know you could tell, huh? Yeah, It was like Brian Adams being in the room, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was like the groover from Vancouver was right here.
Rich, you were momentarily missing for a while. Where did you go?
So yeah, I might go to that one. But yeah, I mean, look, keep an eye out on our blog on My Bayut for we have a post on there of all the upcoming concerts, and there's some pretty big artists coming in the rest of this year, and that will carry on into next year, no doubt. So woo!
Well, that brings an end to this episode of the Water Cooler Edit with My Bayut. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you're interested in learning any more about the topics that we've discussed on this episode, you can check out the My Bayut blog, which is Bayut.com/MyBayut. Don't forget to check out the full episode on YouTube and your favorite audio streaming platforms as well. See ya!
See you guys.
You're listening to the Water Cooler Edit with Chris and Rich.